3,500 kilometres through raw outback Australia, from Queensland's tropical jungles to WA's red dust deserts, on our first ever four-wheel drive road trip. Never-ending dirt roads, dusty cowboy towns, and rivers roamed by wild crocodiles. This has been a raw and rugged, wild adventure. The freedom of having a four-wheel drive is liberating. Being able to drive literally anywhere, on sand, on dirt, on mud. We've been treated with some of the best camp spots in Australia, thanks to Boom Daddy's beastie wheels. Camping at the base of the most stunning waterfall hikes, even having our own little creek on our doorstep, all while sleeping under the clearest, fullest sky of stars and the brightest of moonlight. It's definitely not the same vibe as the East Coast beach life, with the limited resources and facilities. You have to plan ahead more for things like fuel and water and shops. But our actual route and touring has been very in the moment, sometimes not even knowing what we are doing the next day, leaving space for unexpected blessings and allowing our intuition to guide us. I've loved delving into the Aboriginal culture, history and spirituality throughout this journey. From reading the signs on the hikes and the information boards that you come across, and from reading our own book recommendations from our Australian friends. I've learned about country and what it means to Aboriginals. It means much more than just the land. It's a living and breathing being that holds the spirit, ancestry, identity and connection. Country is alive. It's not just soil, rocks and water, but a living entity with which people have a reciprocal relationship with. It takes care of them, and they in turn have a responsibility to care for it back. They have these dreamtime stories in which characters in the form of nature tell stories about moral and consequence, all painted in the walls of the rock art and sung through the song lines that are passed down by generations. Narratives that live on in the land that we are so privileged to walk on. When I'm in sacred Aboriginal lands like this, I try to imagine those ancient beings who sat there years ago. I imagine them enjoying this miracle of Mother Nature, how they would honour and worship it as I am now. It's really difficult coming from white colonialism and being here on the land that we took over so many years ago. But I do my best to respect the land, respect the culture. In the treacherous wet season, rivers flood and roads disappear. But when the rain retreats, the desert blooms once again. We were among the first to see the landscape reborn, lusciously green and abundant with life. A beautiful metaphor for the cycles of life. Just as life's storms may shake us, causing destruction and chaos, they wash away the old and allow the new to bloom until balance is restored again. I've been on some of the best waterfall hikes of my life and have never felt so immersed in nature. After defeating a mountain climb at sunrise, we were blessed with the heavenly cascades overlooking the vast forest below. An infinity pool carved out of sacred Aboriginal rock filled from the waterfall above, spilling down into crocodile-infested lake far below. The chilly morning shade was still cast on the water, making our wet skin tingle in the soft breeze, saved by the warm embrace of our coffee mug in hands, fresh water from the falls, heated with our jet boiler, right at the top of the mountain. And then the sun finally stretched high enough, casting different patterns of sunglow that hit things in such mesmerizing ways, dazzling on people's skin like they were mermaids, glimmering on the bushes and rock walls like they were enchanted. The trees were super trippy, with swirly bark that looked like a Van Gogh painting. Even in the most blissful environments, sometimes I can still be in my own head, too clouded by my own negative thoughts to appreciate the moment I'm in. But being in water helps me reclaim my power. It brings me back into my body and out of my mind, holding my breath as I submerge myself in the elements, feeling my heartbeat vibrate underwater, the rhythmic pulsing, silencing the inner noise. Cleansing myself under the waterfall, I imagine all my worries being washed away, letting my body float, feeling held by nature. The intensity of the splashing water on my face snaps me back into a relaxed state. Like Mother Nature's baptism, I am reborn and reconnected. We had the most blissfully sunny days up in the north. We awoke with the sunrise naturally, the beaming sun through the tent, and the morning serenade of birdsong as our alarm clock. The sun hugged us with warmth at dawn until the moon kept us cool at dusk. The perfect conditions for living in a car in the middle of nowhere. It made it so easy to succumb to the rhythms of nature, syncing our routines with the sun, spending the day exploring, then finding our new home for the night, setting up camp, cooking before the sunlight disappears, living so remotely in raw outback nature is so grounding. Collecting sticks for the fire, for which you depend on for warmth and light, having no phone service, so disconnected from online distractions, takes you back to simpler times when our ancestors would gather around a fire under the stars, telling stories and singing songs. This raw simplicity of the road trip life always brings me such peace. A reminder of how life was truly meant to feel.